Hey everyone, yeah, I got about 11 minutes to go before I leave for work, so I thought I'd kind of do this little quick video, if you will, on basically, on basically the fact of whether or not you would get you would get behind something. Now, I talked about the whole situation with Fiona and how I feel Ian was probably planning on redeeming Fiona and making her good again had things probably gone the right way. That was just my opinion. But also mentioned in there, and I've talked about this before, how fans pretty much were behind over DeviantArt and other areas are kind of getting behind another romantic pairing. One that, some fans might find unusual and may not find unusual, and that is Tails and Nicole. That's right, Tails and Nicole. You see, I don't know who started this over at DeviantArt or where it got started, but apparently this is a pairing that in the eyes of some of the fans actually works. This is a pairing that basically works in a sense that here you have someone that's basically like the BFF of Sally, and here you have someone that's like the BFF and little brother of Sonic's. So I'm only assuming that's why they came up with it. Maybe there's other reasons too, but I did an audio video where I kind of talked about it as well, but my question to you guys is would you support an official pairing? Not just a fan made up pairing, but if, and I mean if, Sega, not Sega, but Archie Comics ever decided, hey, we're going to finally do Tails and Nicole for real. We're going to officially make them a couple, or at least a crushy couple, if you will, kind of like two individuals that know they like each other, have a crush on each other, blah blah blah. Would you officially get behind something like that in the comics? I know some fans want some kind of romantic situations in the comics. They want some romance thrown in. They want Sonic and Sally back together. Hey, I don't blame them. I'd like to see it too. We got Buddy and Antoine. Give us Sonic and Sally. That's all fans would like to see. But if they were to give you Tails and Nicole, would you go with it? Would you get behind it? You see, that is the question. Because even though there are fans that would love to see somehow Tails end up with Fiona and basically Fiona make a comeback somehow and get that ball rolling, which you never know could happen, fans still support, in a sense, strongly support Tails and Nicole. Again, I know that might sound strange to some people, but apparently it's a pairing that they like because of who the characters are, who they're connected to, and I guess maybe they have something there, some kind of chemistry that they would work with, that would work perfectly. I think, and I also think the reason is, speaking of chemistry, I think it's because here you have a genius, a young genius in Tails, who could find ways to make things possible for Nicole to experience. There are several comics at DeviantArt that have him creating certain things in a digital way that allow him to basically, make it possible for Nicole to interact in a real world situation. So, to me, though, again, the question is, would you get behind it? Would you get behind an official pairing of the two? Would you get behind them becoming a couple officially in the comic if Ian Flynn, Aaliyah Baker, whoever decided to write it in and make it happen? Would you get behind it? I know there are some fans that might get behind it because it would be something that obviously in recent years they've been wanting to see happen. But will it happen? Will it become a reality? See, That's totally up to, I believe, like I said, I believe that's totally up. I believe that that's totally up to the writers and Archie Comics. Who knows? But I'll be honest with you, because I know you're gonna wonder what my answer would be. And my answer would be that I would get behind it. I would. It's kind of like that old. It's kind of like, as strange as the comparison is it's kind of like with Garfield. They did a poll years ago, a decade ago, something like that, almost a decade ago, and they said, "What is the one thing you want to see happen in Garfield?" And they said, "Give John a life. Give him a life. Stop making him look like an idiot, or at least less than that." And what did they do? They gave him a life by finally pairing him up with Liz. So the question now is, should Tails have that same opportunity and be given someone like Nicole? And again, would you get behind it? I've already said my piece. I agree. I would get behind it because at least it would give him somebody to play off of, if you will, and kind of be around besides just Sonic and everybody else. And someone that he can understand and then could understand him. So, to me, honestly, I would love to see it happen. But again, it's up to those in charge. And right now, all we have is the fan art, the fan fiction, the fan art comics, and all that. So that's all we have to work with. But maybe that might lead to something. Who knows? But what are your thoughts? Would you support Tails and Nicole as an official couple in the comics? Let me know what you guys think down below. Comment if you like. I'll talk to you all later. I gotta head to work.